This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with breaking news. Governor Gavin Newsom announcing a ban on oil fracking. Just moments ago, Governor Newsom ordered California's Geologic Energy Management Division to stop issuing new permits for hydraulic fracturing by January of 2024. Now, Newsom also requested that the California Air Resources Board phase out oil extraction across the state by 2045. CARB will evaluate the economic, environmental, and health impacts of eliminating oil extraction. The oil industry is a major resource of employment here in Kern County, and we will have more on the fracking ban and what it means for us here at home tonight on 17 News at 5. Well, police are investigating what caused a crash that killed 3 people in Shafter. It happened Tuesday afternoon at the intersection of North Central Valley Highway and Fresno Avenue. Shafter police say a 2009 BMW 328i was heading southbound on the North Central Valley Highway when a 2007 Chrysler Aspen was heading westbound on Fresno Avenue. The 2 vehicles crashed at the intersection. 19-year-old Ricardo Antonio Trujillo Acosta Jr. and Javier Mora Jr., both residents of Wasco, died at the scene. The driver of the other vehicle also died. Police have not said whether drugs or alcohol were factors in the crash. Now to breaking news. The Kern County Sheriff's Office has identified a woman who was killed in a stabbing nearly 40 years ago. The woman, known as Jane Doe No. 5, was found stabbed to death on July 14, 1980 in an almond orchard just north of Bakersfield. KCSO now says they've identified her as Shirley Soucy. We have previously reported on this cold case for our series of Murdered and Forgotten. You can find more information on our website, kget.com. And we'll have more on this investigation tonight on 17 News at 5. Now in your 17 Crime Watch, a man and a woman have been arrested for the murder of a man at a Bakersfield motel. 31-year-old Corey Fischer was shot to death in the parking lot of the Rosedale Inn Sunday night. According to Bakersfield police, Fischer was seen arguing with the man before the suspect drew a gun and fired, then drove off with a woman in a dark sedan. Yesterday, 28-year-old Gary Jennings and 33-year-old Lisa Sharer were taken into custody in Tulare. Jennings was booked into the Kern County Jail for homicide and other charges. Sharer was booked for being an accessory to homicide. Fisher's family says the father of 4 was in town from Michigan visiting friends when he was killed. Now today marks 15 years since the death of 16-year-old Wendell Davis. Davis was sitting in a car outside of a friend's house when he was gunned down by a group of unknown gang members. The murder remains unsolved. Since Davis's murder, his father has worked to prevent young people in Bakersfield from falling into violent lifestyles through the Wendell Davis Foundation. The foundation is holding an anniversary event in honor of Wendell Davis today at 4 p.m. at Union Cemetery. And the 3-year anniversary of when Bailey Despot went missing is on Sunday. Despot is one of the Bakersfield 3, a trio of people who went missing or were killed within weeks of each other in 2018. Last year, Despot and her former boyfriend, Matthew Queen, were charged with the murder of Micah Holsenbake, another member of the Bakersfield 3. Despot's body has never been found. Now taking a look around the state to headlines. 1 person is dead and 4 others are wounded during a shooting in San Diego overnight. San Diego Police Department responded to reports of multiple people shot in the Gaslamp district around 10:30 last night. Police say the shooting stretched across at least 4 different scenes across the downtown area. A suspect was taken into custody. Police have described the suspect as a man born in 1988 and had been bumping into people and verbally picking fights. The man who was fatally shot was just 28 years old. He had been waiting in the valet area outside of a hotel. 3 other victims were taken to the hospital for treatment. 1 was treated on scene. Now to new developments on a man charged with the murder in the case of a missing college student, Kristen Smart. According to a report from the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, Paul Flores was investigated in the alleged rape of a woman in Southern California a decade after Smart's disappearance. Flores became the subject of the investigation in 2012 when his DNA profile matched a profile collected from the victim, but the alleged incident was never prosecuted. When Redondo police detectives began to investigate the DNA match, they learned San Luis Obispo investigators were already chasing the same information. Flores says he doesn't remember the incident. Paul Flores is charged with first-degree murder, accused of killing Kristen Smart back in 1996. His father, Ruben Flores, is charged with being an accessory to the crime, accused of helping hide Kristen's body. Both have pleaded not guilty. And Caitlyn Jenner has filed paperwork to run for the governor of California, according to an Access report. The Republican reality TV star and former Olympian is expected to make that announcement later today. In a statement, she said Sacramento needs an honest leader with a clear vision. And for the past decade, we have seen the glimmer of the Golden State reduced by one-party rule that places politics over progress and special interests over people. Her campaign comes as the effort to recall Governor Newsom continues to grow. Well, after a record-breaking 111 ICU patients during the winter peak, only 5 people are in a Kern County ICU, according to state data. That is the lowest number of ICU patients since the beginning of the pandemic. But the virus is proving just how deadly it can be. Kern Public Health reported 10 new deaths today, along with 64 new cases. 1,345 lives have been lost due to COVID-19 in Kern County since the beginning of the pandemic. Well, just in, the Centers for Disease Control says there are now 15 confirmed reports of blood clots from the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Out of nearly 8 million one-dose shots administered, 15 confirmed clots have appeared. This comes as the U.S. announced a pause on the vaccine. Locally, public health advisors asked to stop the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine until further notice. Well, California State University and the University of California will require students, staff, and faculty to get vaccinated against COVID-19 before returning to campus for the fall semester. That announcement coming yesterday from the CSU Chancellor's office. The requirement is subject to full approval of one or more vaccines by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and adequate availability of approved vaccines. Right now, Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines are under the emergency approval category. And a reminder, you can sign up for those appointments heading to the state's website. That's myturn.ca.gov. That's for anyone 16 and older. You can also schedule an appointment 833-422-4255.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Well, children are the future, and 2 local teens have decided to use their platforms to bring awareness to a mental health support group for teens in the community. Both Natalie Tan and Ritik Kumar are passionate about erasing the stigma of mental illnesses and wanted to create a safe space for teens to talk about their emotions and life. When the pandemic hit, they realized Kern County was in need of a support group for teenagers, a support group that extended past just a few high schools, a support group that could connect all teens across the county.
Just Like Me is all about that connection between teens. Its focus is to bring the youth in Kern County together and ultimately just have that connection between the youth of Kern County. And just let them know that we're there for them and they're not alone when it comes to, feeling alone or having anxiety or anything related to mental health.
The group meets virtually every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 3 p.m. For more information and to sign up for the next meeting, visit NAMIKernCounty.org and click on the banner for the Just Like Me Teen Support Group. You can also find them on Instagram at NAMI Kern County. Throughout the month of April, Houchin Community Blood Bank is trying to pay it forward, and they're hoping to inspire you to join them. Now, throughout the month, Houchin is challenging you to do something kind for someone, whether it's big or small. They say it could be as simple as paying for somebody's food behind you at the drive-thru, and they're just hoping you'll come out to donate as well. They reached out to several influencers in town to encourage their followers to donate. Plus, they're offering a $300 Airbnb gift card and a $250 Visa gift card to one lucky donor at the end of the month. You have 3 steps to follow in order to be entered into the spring vacation giveaway. For instructions on how to do that, visit our website, kget.com. And taking a look at events around town, local law enforcement agencies will be accepting expired, unused, and unwanted prescription drugs as part of National Drug Take-Back Day. The Bakersfield Police Department is partnering with Kaiser Permanente for a drive-through event tomorrow. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Kaiser's location on Stockdale Highway. Tablets, Capsules, patches, and other solid forms of prescription drugs will be accepted. Liquids, syringes, and illegal drugs will not be accepted. For a full list of other drug take-back events, visit our website, kget.com. And if you're looking for something to do this weekend, what about strawberry picking? In this week's Pop Kern, we stopped by Murray Family Farms, which has ripe strawberries ready to be picked. They're open Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The farm will have the slide, jumping pillows, animal garden, and more open. For more information, you can find that on our website, kget.com. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.